The slipper's secret. Pearl had imagined all sorts of powers for her leprechaun shoes, but never this. Silent slippers? She was so surprised she forgot all about having caught the second firefly. As her arms dropped to her sides, the little creature flew away. You mean they don't make any noise when I walk? Dr. Wu nodded. If you can manage to make the rest of you quiet, then you can go anywhere in complete science. The rest of me? Pearl clamped a hand over her mouth. Oh, right, the talking thing. Do you realize what this means? Ben asked. You can sneak into places without getting caught. You are so lucky. This is a fortunate turn of events, Dr. Wu said. Since you are the only one who can coax the unicorn foal out of hiding, I was going to ask you to enter the dark forest alone. Of course, you could have refused. She crouched next to Pearl and touched one of the pink slippers. But there's no need to worry. These will keep you safe from predators. What they cannot hear, they cannot catch. But they can still see me, Pearl said. Plants do not have eyes. Plants? Ben spat out the word with surprise. The predators are plants? That's good news. I was worried we'd run into another Kelpie. Plants aren't a big deal, right? I mean, they can't chase after you. Dr. Wu stood, then brushed dry leaves from her legs. Plants are more dangerous because they have no brains and thus no intelligence. You cannot rationalize with them. You cannot bribe them or make a deal with them. They react by instinct alone. And when these particular plants hear someone coming, they attack. But they won't attack me because they won't be able to hear me, Pearl said. Exactly. Cobblestone the leprechaun chose wisely when he gave you these slippers. Mine are quite different. You have leprechaun shoes? Pearl asked. Yes, they allow me to walk on water, which comes in handy when I'm not wearing a bathing suit. Dr. Wu stepped aside. Show us your slippers in action. Pearl took some steps, then jumped up and down. She crushed sticks and leaves underfoot, but not a sound emerged. Can I borrow those for Halloween? Ben asked. I could sneak up on people and totally scare them. Sure, Pearl said. Something vibrated. Dr. Wu pulled out her creature calculator and read its screen. I have good news and bad news. The good news is that I'm now able to pick up the foal's vital signs, which means she's not far from here. The bad news is that her heart rate is elevated, an indication that she's under stress. Do you think the plants are trying to hurt her? Ben asked. Doubtful. Unicorns are also able to walk in silence, so the plants won't even know she's there. But something is scaring her. Or someone, Pearl grumbled. They continued the journey with renewed urgency. The foliage moved aside just like before, but after a few minutes the path ended at a wall of black. We've reached the dark wall, Dr. Wu said. It surrounds the dark forest. Pearl tried to touch the wall, but it wasn't solid. Her hand disappeared from view. She pulled it back into the dappled light. You want me to go in there? Yes, Dr. Wu said. If Ben and I accompany you, the foal will not show herself. She will trust you and only you. Should I take the medical bag too? No, you will need both of your hands to be free. Unicorns do not like the dark, and you might need to carry her out. That's no problem, Pearl said. I carry boxes at the dollar store all the time. She looked into the darkness. How will I find my way back to you? That is an example of a quality question, Dr. Wu said, but she offered no answer, which Pearl found very frustrating. You could use something to mark your path, Ben suggested. He took the yellow hat from his pocket. Thanks to Violet's nibbling, it had already begun to unwind. You could tie pieces of yarn on the trees as you go. That's an excellent idea, Dr. Wu said. Ben's plan reminded Pearl of a story her mother had read to her about a couple of kids who left a trail of breadcrumbs when they walked into the woods. But the breadcrumbs got eaten by birds, so the kids couldn't find their way back. Wait, Pearl said. Are there birds in the dark forest? Because some birds will steal yarn for their nests. I know, because I have a nest collection. Dr. Wu shook her head. There are no birds in the dark forest.